Welcome to Tanyard Creek Nature Trail, one of Bella Vista's most beautiful features. I'm Darrell Bowman, the Lake Ecology and Fisheries Manager for Bella Vista Village Property Owners Association. Tanyard Creek along the trail has problems because of the lake up above. The creek receives floods and the lake doesn't have any flood storage. So the lake being there doesn't change the flooding, but it changes the velocity of the water coming down to the creek because the dam is so much higher than the creek bed. Therefore, Tanyard Creek is now suffering from severe stream bank erosion because of the increased water quality, water velocity over the last 40 years or so coming from Lake Windsor. The Owners Association has teamed with the Watershed Conservation Resource Center to improve the aquatic habitat in Tanyard Creek by restoring and improving the riparian stream bank areas and the stream bed itself using natural channel design engineering methodology along with bioengineering technique. In these satellite maps from Google Earth, you can see the movement of the stream between March of 2012 and March of 2014. The third photo was taken before the big flood event in August, which moved the stream bed another 30 feet. This project will restore the stream bed with natural channel design engineering. Let's go see how this is done.
When I got here in 2007, this stream was running over here. By 2014, the stream was running all the way back here, where you see the top of an old eroded bank. All this material has already been filled in a very specific way, and we've moved the channel back over here where it's supposed to be with this tow wood structure. These rock veins that are being built right now. Under this row of ledge rock are footer logs that are running that direction. And then these are the root wads hooked over the footer logs, and those are whole trees running back into the bank under all this. And all those trees are interlocked like this, along with rock and fill. So that bank shouldn't be able to go anywhere. You get the idea. This gets stuck in all the way down through here. Our live cuttings of willow and sycamore, natural trees that be here anyway, and they'll start growing immediately right out of this bank. And all that's going to be planted with streamside vegetation also.
Here you can see crews planting the reformed stream bank with native plants and trees. Establishing this vegetation is what will stabilize the stream banks for future high water events. That's the goal of this project, is to reestablish a solid riparian zone with a lot of vegetation in the form of trees and shrubs.
The structure Dale's building is called a rock vein or a J-hook vein, and those big rock are now going to come, they're going to move down into the stream bed, coming upstream at about 10% angle off the bank, and eventually just bury right into the stream bed. And when the flow comes up, that structure causes the flow to move out into the middle of the channel, and it makes eddy current back here on the stream bank, and it actually builds sediments on the stream bank. Below the largest rocks you see are two more layers of rocks that size. I think he went down 11 feet to bedrock right there. Building footers for these structures is the key. You can't just dump riprap in a stream and have it stay there. To give an example of the expertise we have here, when Dale was building the tow wood bench according to the engineer's specs, Matt, the engineer, there was going to be this rock vein was going to start here and go upstream, and Dale already put in the footer rocks for it when he was building the tow wood bench. But based on his experience, Dale suggested to Matt, the engineer, that we move it upstream a ways, and Matt agreed. So there's footer rock here that now aren't being utilized, and the structure is right there. And that's based on the experience of Dale Hockin on the machine.
Describe what the logs are here.
What you see here is called a tow wood bank structure. These logs are sticking out the root wad ends, and they're hooked over a footer log that's running underneath all of this, the whole length of this bank. The footer log's down probably 6 feet, laying on bedrock. These trees are hooked over it and running back under all this fill material into the bank with ledge rock on top. so the structure can't move back and be eroded. So this J-hook vane is a current velocity control structure, and as you can see, looking downstream, the highest point of the vane is at the bottom end of it, and it drops in elevation and wraps into the stream channel. So as floodwater comes up in the stream, water will flow over this vane in this manner, so the velocity stays over to the inside of the bend, and the velocity is dropped, and there's eddy current on the outside of the bend. So this structure will prevent erosion of the outside bank, along with the rest of the towwood structure we built.
The operator built this stream bank in one day on the first day on the job. It's an example of using limestone to create a rock ledge bank and stop the erosion on this bank. Vegetation is also planted between all of these stones. Someday willow trees and sycamores will be growing out of this rock to establish a riparian zone in this area also. In the photo you can see fish in this hole where this new bank was created. The fish were there before the work started, and once the water cleared and the work was finished, the fish are still there and seem to be enjoying the new environment. Here you see the J-hook vane on the upstream end when it's finished. Not only is this controlling the flow in the manner that we wanted, but it's also providing great fish habitat. As you can see, the plunge pool below is several feet deep. From here on out, the rest of the project involves trying to reestablish the riparian zone by planting a great deal of vegetation in the form of rooted cuttings and potted plants. We'll use our own labor and a lot of volunteers to do this, and our plan is to have this area open to the public by the spring of 2015. Thanks.